Hey guys, Chrissy K has a lot to say, and I am back with another video for you. And I am trying to look at you in the camera, but I don't got this thing down yet, so you're just gonna have to deal with me. So I am here to talk about Summer Wells and Kylie Rodney again, but first I want to talk about the Summer Wells sighting. Now, there has been a little bit of controversy. I've just watched a few YouTube videos, and last night my heart was pounding out of my chest because I was convinced that we really had something. Voices Beyond, Beyond the Wall, Cher, she's a very reputable YouTuber. She is and has been very invested in the Summer Wells case. In fact, if I hope I'm not misspeaking, but I'm pretty sure that she's even been asked by the FBI to engage with Don Wells on different occasions, get him talking, countless interviews. She had brought me to the attention of a woman named Tiffany Marie, I believe. She's not a YouTuber that I'm familiar with, but she is the one that had seen a Facebook, which I'm sure everyone on YouTube, anybody who would potentially see this from any kind of hashtag that I may put here, certainly maybe not the subscribers that I have, or some, yes. But there was a woman, what was her name? Stephanie Brooks. She was in the hotel, what was this hotel called? The Motel 6 in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I think it was the Fairview Motel, if I'm not mistaken. And she had went on the Summer Wells, one of the Summer Wells YouTube page, or not YouTube, Facebook pages, also, if I'm not mistaken, and was asking for some descriptions, some specific descriptions of Summer Wells, like scars or markings, teeth, if she was still missing her teeth, if I'm not mistaken with that. And when Cher had started her video, because she got on Tiffany's live a little bit late, she had wished that a picture had been taken, and there was some questioning about, not really getting law enforcement involved. Well, she had called, and she did the right thing. Something's out on Facebook right away. If this was a trafficking case or a kidnapping case, that person or people, they're gone. They're out of there, There's nothing anybody can do about it. Cher had immediately called prior to her live, I believe TBI and the motel. And from what she was told, TBI's, or not, the local law enforcement there had only searched the parking lot looking for Tennessee license plates, which we all know wouldn't even make sense. Could it be possible? Sure. Does it make sense? No. When Cher had called back, we had heard her speak with the manager. I believe it was the manager. And at first it was like, no, I don't think I saw the girl. And Cher had said, well, do you have email? I'll send a picture. And then they decided to go with Google. The woman brought up Google, and you could hear in her voice, well, maybe I did see her. So that's when Cher called TBI again. TBI had been informed, and, they were going to let the process go. I did not listen to the entire live. I went to sleep. Woke up this morning, went on with my day. I am very surprised that I did not check on this case. Unfortunately, it was confirmed it was not Summer. I had a feeling that it probably wasn't going to be, but you know, you want to keep hope alive. Interesting enough, my Crystal Light, it's so delicious. It tastes like Kool-Aid. I don't know this YouTuber who I was just on. There was two of them. One was really, really, she was calling Tiffany a ditch pig. Basically stating, you know, that Summer's dead. That, you know, let this young girl rest in peace. We don't know that. Do I have my feelings? Sure. Let her rest in peace. You know, keep giving her this money. This is just a ploy. She's been out of the limelight. Those maybe weren't her exact words. I mean, the filthy names, of course, she had her commenting off. Vile. The way she was talking about Cher. Anyway, Tiffany did nothing wrong. A woman had put something on Facebook, legitimately. Okay, if we want to go down a rabbit hole of a whole situation where this YouTuber, for fame and fortune, which she really, come on, you'd be a sick individual, makes up a YouTube account, gets a whole bunch of friends, responds, I 100% do not believe that is true. It's not something people do. You'd have to be really sick-minded, you know? And the girl looked like her, to the point where in the comments of this YouTuber, and I'm going to say her name because she commented, the either maternal or paternal grandmother, she is the full-blooded grandmother of the girl who was spotted. Let's see, I think, did my paper fall? It was Cheryl Smith. Hang on a second. Oh man, I hope I have it. I do. I don't. I'm 99% positive that her name was Cheryl Smith. Oh, I wrote it down and I think it fell away. Her name was Cheryl. I know that for a fact, with a C. And it was the first comment under this YouTuber who went live today. And basically, oh, I'm so mad because Cheryl Snow, Cheryl Smith. And in the end, she it was a pretty long comment. And she was like, you know, this was my granddaughter, full-blooded granddaughter. I was there when she was born. You know, the cops came, I was there. My daughter, so it must be maternal. Well, maybe not, but I'm assuming, had to provide all of, you know, ID and prove that this was in fact her blood daughter. And she just wished there was some kind of, it's kind of rude comment that, you know, people really need to kind of check themselves before they just speculate or, you know. But then she was like, I really pray to the Lord that this little girl is found safe. So then, of course, someone kind of commented back like, geez, you know, it's just, she looked identical to the little girl that the America's looking for. Of course, there was going to be tons of calls. So this YouTuber called the hotel and she did confirm that law enforcement was there and they did ensure that it was not Summer Wells. What I didn't really find kind or done in good faith, or, you know, if you're going to be in the true crime community and you're supposed to have these investigative skills, right? I mean, that's what I see on here. This woman got heated and was like, well, why didn't you call Candace? And why didn't you call Grandis? Well, let's think about that for a second. I, by chance myself, who has followed this case, and I understand this is their child, okay? But it wasn't like this came on national news, sighting of Summer Wells, right? This was by chance me scrolling through YouTube and I saw it. Cher has been in contact with Dawn Wells, who is in jail. Do I think she called Candace? No. Do I think anybody called Candace? I don't know. So this YouTuber, and God, I wish I remembered who it was, but I don't watch her. Got pretty heated, like, and you should have called, but that's because you know what happened to her. Maybe she does, but we don't know that she didn't call also. Apparently there was lots of calls. There was lots and lots of calls. And how would she know for a fact that Candace didn't call? So we can't go out on a limb there and say that she didn't call for a fact. We don't know that. And last I heard, allegedly, is that I thought that Candace was away in some type of rehab. I heard that on Benny Key's channel. I think, and don't quote me on this, Candace posted something on YouTube. He knows that somehow. This is me saying allegedly. I am not sure. But again, we don't know that she didn't call. We don't know that. And it was not her. And that is sad. And she also went in on Jody Sue. Well, if Jody Sue is all up in the business, like she claimed she was, maybe she didn't see the YouTube either. This was late at night. This was all transpiring. I don't know. What are your feelings on it? Interesting enough, though, when I was looking to see what the findings were today, what the outcome was, which I knew I would have heard something without even researching it. So I kind of knew what the answer was. An investigator, Joe something or other, Joe the investigator, 2 months ago posted a video. Is Summer Wells in Arkansas with Dawn's family? Is that something I just didn't know? Does Dawn have family in Arkansas? Pretty interesting. I mean, you can fake and get fraudulent birth certificates and paperwork. I guess it was heard in the motel, allegedly, that Summer had called someone dad, and the other person, child, with her said, don't call him that. That's not your real dad. Allegedly. Do I think we're ever going to find Summer Wells? No. I think what we fail to remember is we never found Candace Wells' sister. I mean, how crazy. And I don't know about you, but I don't believe in coincidence. I don't. I believe in things happen for a reason, but I don't believe in things like this happen for a reason. Where is she after? So did she leave the family? But after all these years, now there is a woman that has been gone for God in my area 20 some years. And it's small, 10,000 people maybe. Well, in both counties. double that maybe. Left from work, never to be seen again. Not her vehicle, not her body. Gone. So it happens. Every year, law enforcement puts something out asking hunters and people, you know, if you see this vehicle and the description goes out, it's kind of crazy. But I just don't understand in the Summer Wells situation is, well, we know they're keeping Don in jail, and Don's oblivious to the fact that Mary, God bless her, and the great work and help and assistance of McDonough, God bless him. And I mean, it's really all Mary. I mean, for a victim, no matter how long it takes to come out, survivor, honestly. And what, the 7 others? He's going to be doing some time. And you just don't change that behavior. You can't. I'm in that field. I have a lot of education in essay, and a lot of training. That behavior does not, those urges do not go away. Sadly enough. So could it have been? I don't know. You know, but we'll never know. I don't know that we'll ever know. I think the cops know something that we don't. I think the boys, the children, something strange that morning occurred. Why would you take one and the boys to leave them in a home during the summer? Just something doesn't add up. But then again, she wasn't the best mom. I'm not the best mom. No one's a perfect parent, but it just didn't seem right. That whole scenario just didn't play out right to me. It just never felt right. The whole situation, from A to Z, just it never felt right. I'm not convinced that Hunter holds, are we allowed to say his name at this point? Holds the key to all the answers. And I'm really starting to wonder why people think that. He would have talked about, he said, what, 16, 17, 18-year-old boy by now? You can't hold that secret. An adult, I'm sorry. That little conscience over there, you can't. You can't. Because what does he have to lose? And that would eat away at him for the rest of his life if he knew that something horrible happened to that little girl in his presence. Because I don't think he did anything to her. I truly, truly don't. Do I think he had an inappropriate relationship with Candace? In my opinion, yes. Do I think that's his fault? No. I don't. Do I think that his mother plays both sides of the fence? Yes. Do I think she could use some parenting lessons as well? Yes. Come for me. I don't care. If you think that Candace and her family are so disgusting and so gross and you guys sit out on the porch and you talk so bad about them, why would you let your son go with her? Point blank, period. Would not be me. Hate to be judgmental, but you sat out there talking all that ish, you and your friends, but you're at her house. Just saying. Continue prayers for Summer. Continue prayers for the whole family. Quite honestly, they have ancestral trauma. It's bad. I don't know who the perpetrator is in that situation, but I hope it comes to fruition and Summer gets her justice. I do. Regardless, if Summer has passed, she's in a better place than she was. Excuse me. And the evil, whether it be accident or not, karma's bad. And you'll live that hell, whether you're in a jail cell or not. I truly believe that. So I honestly don't think that if Candace knows anything or is living this big lie that she's living a great life. I don't. Or Don. I truly don't. Now switching gears a bit, back onto Kylie. There's been talk on a lot of different topics or channels about the alcohol and about Sammy getting a criminal defense attorney. I see nothing wrong with that. This case has, now I'm not saying that I don't think or that I don't have an opinion. I'm not going to get into my opinion here at the moment. However, this has become national news. She was the last one seen with Kylie. Just like any husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, daughter, last person seen, she's been the talk of everyone, basically. She's an adult, but I'm sure her family had made that decision for her, and she's doing a smart thing. She's doing these interviews. Her family is probably watching YouTube and watching very smart individuals clap back at, well, she said this, and she said this, and this doesn't match up. And I don't know what her family does for a living or who they are, but, you know, I know my father would be like, Kristen, you need to keep your mouth shut. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I think people are saying that parents are telling their kids to just stay out of it. I don't think that they mean just stay out of it. I think that the parents mean don't just start doing interviews with random YouTubers. Don't do interviews with local news channels, you know? Talk to law enforcement. Have us be present because you're a minor, even if you're not a minor. That's how I'm taking it. Do you feel me? So I can totally understand why Sam is getting an attorney. Even if you're guilty, you're not guilty, I think she should have an attorney. I think a lot of those kids should. So California law states that, yes, if you're 18, so basically any adult who serves a minor alcohol is held responsible, and it's punishable up to a year in jail or a $2,500 fine. Also, a minor who furnishes another minor with alcohol can also be punished up to a year or $2,500. So it's kind of the same. Didn't get too much into harmful, negligence, anything like that. But California has a really strict law that prohibits minors from exhibiting unsafe behaviors. So they hold them all to this standard. Now, at parties in particular, though, so Sammy was 18. If there was a 21-year-old and older, even if Sammy gave, and this is how it works in New York too. And if there's any lawyers out there, please correct me if I am wrong. I don't think that I am. But 21 and older are going to be responsible for the alcohol. Sam, an 18-year-old, is not going to be responsible for the alcohol. She cannot purchase the alcohol. She may be considered an adult, but at that point, the 21-year-old, even if they don't give the people under the age of 21 the alcohol, they're the ones that are responsible. So that's the sticky little situation there. But, you know, not helping your friend if she was in trouble, that's a whole nother situation. I did not realize this came out of left field to me. It makes sense, obviously, now. I didn't know that law enforcement made Adventures with Purpose leave immediately when they found the vehicle. I had no idea that happened. That's number one. Number two, when, was it Doug or Nick? Nick took inventory of the car, and then they flipped the car back over to back it out. It didn't occur to me that the contents which were inside came out of the vehicle. Now it makes sense. Why wouldn't law enforcement want to retrieve, especially the alcoholic beverage? And it really was surprising to me that a lot of people on YouTube didn't know what Truly is. I mean, I'm 42. I don't drink Truly. And it's funny, Zav Girl was just saying that's kind of like St. Ides, and I think she was trying to come up with boons. But yes, Truly and what's another? White Claw is another like very popular drink with the teens. The computer. Where was her phone? Was it on her? And I'm not, so some random, I still don't understand who the person was who went and retrieved these items. And then and this Zanime girl, all these weird things are happening now. And I'm just like, where's the news coverage? Where is the press conference? And why are people saying that Kylie's parents were upset that the Adventures with Purpose? See, I'm asking. I'm not saying, I'm asking. Because I'm watching a lot of different YouTubers and I don't understand. So this is me asking. So I need to know from some seasoned people who are really into the case. Why are they upset, if this is true, allegedly, that she was found? I'm hearing that on a lot of different channels. Mainly Ryan Upchurch, who I respect. A lot of people don't like him. Do I think he's a little disrespectful to some people? Yes, but he has his own views. He does his own research. You can't dispute some of the factual information. Well, I shouldn't say factual. Some of the, let me put it this way. People picked apart the Kenneka Jenkins case like they put holes in it like it was Swiss cheese. They took that footage, which I could not even believe, hours and hours and hours and hours of footage, and they darkened it and they lightened it and they made it so it looked like there was a person in a blue coat behind a door, and a foot move on a wheelie coming by, down to Kenneka moving on the stretcher. So many things. So many things. The cuts, the bruises, the blood in the freezer. To this day, we'll never know, right? It not being her. So when he comes up with pictures of another person, and then the pictures of Kylie, and I mean no disrespect to the family. None. I want to say that up front. Because I don't know. What I do know is that I was informed on YouTube of a missing girl on August, was it 6th? And she was found a couple weeks later by Adventures with Purpose. And there's a lot of YouTubers covering it and not a lot of stuff going on with law enforcement. And now Ryan has some theories that this young lady is being used for different purposes. This is like a cover-up. And, you know, stuff like this happens. There's been other cases where people, Sandy Hook, Kenneka Jenkins case, like I just said. Geez, there's tons. I'm pretty sure we could go on and on and on and on and on about it. So I'm very, very interested as to why there hasn't been a press conference about the tow truck guy, or was he? Because now he was in a van. Where was the footage? If she was there on a Saturday, and Ryan's panel made a really good point. If this dude was so big, and I thought this myself, this girl is asking all these weird questions about putting on her seatbelt, and if I recall, he said that she did seem weird or maybe out of it. Don't quote me. I'd have to look back at the interview. They asked on the panel, like, wouldn't you call in on the radio and be like, you know, I don't feel comfortable letting this girl drive. You need to send somebody or someone. And I was like, yeah, you know. But then again, no offense to him, but he didn't seem like the brightest crayon in the box either. But who was he? And why did he do an interview with Adventures with Purpose and not the police? And that's what they brought up. There's a lot of holes. And like, things aren't adding up. And they're saying on his channel, it's as if they want YouTubers to solve this case. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I haven't heard anything. And this is a worldwide case within days. This is like the Brian Laundrie and, oh, God bless her, Petito. Oh, what was her name? That poor girl. I mean, we were kept in the loop. Scary, man. So I want to know what people think. I want to stay on top of it. Something was in the comments, and I think there was a gentleman who came into his panel. The question, or not the question, the statement was there something about the autopsy. She's a minor. And then the gentleman who's in the medical field said, that doesn't matter. They're still going to do an autopsy. The parents are going to want an autopsy. I believe that the person in the comments meant they're not going to release the autopsy because she's a minor. That could be true. And that's what I think the people in the comments meant. So I think all these YouTubers, including myself, are waiting to hear this, this big report, and the family is going to say, no, because they've been really, really tight-lipped about it. And why? They're seeing all these people talk about it. Why would they do that to their little girl and have it be more, these are videos. I mean, I don't know, God forbid, but I wouldn't be the mom searching the videos of my child. But, someday, no, I wouldn't be releasing my child's autopsy. God forbid. What do you think? Sad. Sad, 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 sad. I see that the the Orson boys, twins, Scurbs, foster parents get arrested. That's what's wrong with the system too. I know this was a little bit ago, but you keep the kids in the homes that need to be taken out, and then you take the kids that maybe are just, educational neglect, missed a couple doctor's appointments, and you put them in foster care, and then look what happens. Drives me nuts because I've seen it happen. And I'll tell you one example, and it was the first case I ever saw in my entire career. I was 20 years old. 19-year-old girl, teenager, had a baby. She thought I was running a domestic violence program at the time. She thought she was in a domestic violence situation because her boyfriend yelled at her. She left the home and walked to a payphone. This is when cell phones were not big at all. Not everyone had one. You maybe had a pager. It was September, so it was warm. She had a month-old baby. Never forget this. We're talking 22 years ago. Called the police. They came. She was outside for, an hour. Had the baby warm. Called the shelter. We took her in. Well, okay, domestic violence is verbal, emotional, sexual, financial, physical. There's lots. Was it the worst kind? No. After a while of talking, I'm never going to be the one that's going to say it's not that bad, but it wasn't it wasn't abuse, okay? Number one rule we had was you can't speak to your abuser. So she was talking to her cousin, Kevin. I still remember the name. A staff member had found out or figured out, I don't know if it was through him calling, Star Success, I don't know, something, that Kevin was the abuser, quote unquote, which, whatever. And CPS was involved because she took the baby out in the cold. Their first visit to come speak, well, this would have been the second because they came the night that she came out to the payphone. Unbelievable. But if she would have stayed, right? Had my worker go talk to her in the living room. I had no idea what was going on. To look at the baby. They took that baby out the back door of my shelter and didn't let her say goodbye. I was infuriated. She got the baby boy back. I lost it. That was my first case ever. And she went home that day. What else would you do, right? She got him back. Oh, man. And then these two boys. Oh, they were playing outside. We were wrapping Christmas presents. I still haven't even brought myself to look into what happened or if we even know. But having said that, I just wanted to, I thought it was interesting that the maternal grandmother had left a message on a YouTube channel of the Summer, Utah, what was it? Summer, Utah Wells? Summer, yeah. I feel like there's another middle name. Summer Moon, Summer, Utah Moon. Such a beautiful name. Look-alike. And I guess there was another sighting at one point. There was a picture she had put up. I did not know that. But it was not her. I think when they got off the plane from Dr. Phil and did whatever they did in Utah, they were visiting some kind of remembrance. That's my opinion. Allegedly. what else would they be doing? They don't seem like very sentimental people otherwise, right? I don't know, folks. But Chrissy K has nothing more to say, so I'm going to sign off, take my butt to bed. Hope you all have a good night. Pray for those that are no longer with us, those that are lost, and those that are still here. And I hope that you liked this video and that you come back for more. Tell your friends. Chris K has a lot to say, and she loves you all. Peace out.